Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Numbers with Nora. This is a math tutoring channel where I help you with all your math needs and wants and questions. For this video, I'm actually going to be doing sixth grade math, subject, order of operations, practice. I actually got this one from my son when he came home today for homework. So I thought I would do a quick, easy video on it to help all you sixth grader middle school students out. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this. Before we sit there and get into it, I want to go over GEMDAS. A lot of people call it PEMDAS, but you can call it GEMDAS or PEMDAS, okay? And I'll show you the difference right now. So you can either do PEMDAS, which is PEMDAS, all right? And if you do use a G, GEMDAS, that just means grouping, okay? So this can either be a G or a P. Grouping or parentheses are the same thing, right? So this is the order that all mathematicians use so we can all get the same answer, okay? The one thing about this is with multiplication and division, you want to move from left to right, okay? This doesn't mean that division or that multiplication comes first. It just means whenever we have multiplication and division, you move from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. It doesn't mean that addition comes first. It means that whenever I have addition and subtraction left together, I move from left to right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. I know in my son's class, my teacher already did number 1 and 2, but I'm going to go ahead and do them very quickly again. So the P or G stands for parentheses. Right here, I notice I have parentheses here and I have a parentheses here. So my main goal is to do what's inside my parentheses first, and then my parentheses can go away. So right here, my son did 3 times 4, which is 12. Very good. And the parentheses go away. Right here, I'm just going to do an extra step that he didn't do. Okay. So we do division. So I do 7 plus 9. 7 plus 9 is going to be 16. And that's minus 10. And so see how we have this, and I just move from left to right. My addition, subtraction, I'm just moving left from right. And then I have 12 divided by, this is 6. And again, if you don't know how to do this in your head and need a calculator, just remember the second number, if you're using long division, always goes out front. The first one goes in the bottom because you're dividing into that. 6 goes into 12. That's going to be 2 times. Okay, because 6 times 2 will get you 12 and you'll get 0. So our answer for this one is going to be 2. Okay. If you need a recap on long division or need more understanding, leave a comment and I always respond back. All right, so let's look at number 2. I am looking at 8 times in parentheses 10 minus 6 in parentheses divided by 2 plus 4. For this one, again, my son already started it, so let's go ahead and follow it. The 8 and multiplication sign is going to just come along for the ride. Again, since I'm following PEMDAS or GEMDAS, I sit there and do what's inside my parentheses first. 10 minus 6, that's going to give me 4. Divided by 2 plus 4, that comes along for the ride. Now I want to deal with multiplication first. 8 times 4, that's going to give me 32. Divided by 2 plus 4. Again, I want to deal with my division first because division and multiplication come before addition or subtraction, right? 32 divided by 2. Again, if you don't know how to do this in your head, do long division. My second number after the division sign goes outside of my division symbol, and then I put the first number inside, all right? Quick long division really quick. 2 goes into 3 once, 2, then minus. I'm going to get 1. I drop my 2 down. I notice that 2 can go into 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That gives me 6. Right? So 32 divided by 2 is going to get me 16. And then plus 4. 16 plus 4, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20. That's going to give me 20. Answer for 2 is 20. Okay? Again, if you have any questions, leave something in the comments. Now we're going to go on to the ones that were not done in class, okay? So for number 3, we have 10 divided by 2 in parentheses times 7 plus 5 minus 4. Again, with PEMDAS or GEMDAS, we're dealing with our parentheses or grouping symbols first. So 10 divided by 2, 2 goes into 10 5 times. It's 5. The rest of the stuff comes along for the ride, times 7 plus 5 minus 4. Now I want to sit there and deal with multiplication because multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So I do 5 times 7, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay. And the rest comes along for the ride. And notice how I'm going step by step and showing all my work. You should hear your teacher saying that all the time. She doesn't want you to just write down the answers. You should sit there and show everything you're doing. Okay. Now that I have addition and subtraction, I'm just going to sit there and move from left to right. All right. So when I sit there and move from left to right, I'm going to get 35 plus 5 is 40. And again, I'm showing every line of work. Minus 4. 40 minus 4. That's going to give me 36. Okay, because you put 40 in your heart. And 39, 38, 37, 36. Okay. Any questions on that? Again, leave a comment. Let's look at 4 now. 8 divided by, start parentheses, 7 minus 3 in parentheses times, start parentheses, 4 plus 6 in parentheses. Again, we're just going to sit there and bring along for the ride 8 in the division sign. Okay. But again, the first thing we deal with is our grouping symbols or our parentheses. 7 minus 3, that's going to give me 4. My grouping symbols go away because there's nothing else to solve in there. I just have one single number inside of my grouping symbols now. So I could take them away. The multiplication comes along for the ride. And now I just have these two numbers I have to simplify inside my grouping symbols. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, again, I know it says PEMDAS, and then it usually says division comes before multiplication, but we don't have to follow that. Just when we know we have multiplication and division, we're going to move from left to right now. So moving from left to right, I'm going to do 8 divided by 4 first before I do that multiplication. Again, if you wanted to sit there and you don't know that off the top of your head, you can write out long division and figure that out. So 4 is going to go into 8 twice. And then the times 10 comes along for the ride. 2 times 10, that's going to give me 20. So your answer for number 4 is going to be 20. Okay. Let's keep on going. Not that bad once you get the hang of it, right? So now let's do 5, 6 times in parentheses 8 minus 3 plus 5 in parentheses divided by 10. Again, we have to deal with it, what's inside of our parentheses. All right, and since we're showing step-by-step work, we're going to write everything else that comes along for the ride outside the parentheses and then deal with what's inside. I have subtraction and addition. Since I have both of those, I'm just going to move from left to right. So I do 8 minus 3 first. That's going to give me 5 plus 5. And again, like I said, I'm showing all of my work, every single step that I'm doing. So if I do make a mistake, I can go back and see what my mistake was or is easily. So this 6 multiplication sign comes along for the ride because we still want to sit there and get rid of our parentheses. 5 plus 5, that's going to give me 10. Since I just have a single number now, I can get rid of those parentheses. Divide by 10. All right. Now I have multiplication and division. I just move from left to right. 6 times 10 is going to give me 60. Divided by 10. Again, if I didn't know what this was in my head, I can use long division and set it up. So my second number after my division sign is outside of my long division symbol. And then I do long division that way. Oops, sorry, just a second. And if I did my long division, I would sit there and get 6 divided by 10 equals 6. Okay. Because 10 goes into 60 6 times. All right. Not too bad. Only how many more? I think like 4 more to go. So this one, 10 minus 6 times 5 divided by, in parentheses, 2 plus 4. For this one, let's do our parentheses first, and everything comes along for the ride. So I'm going to show all my work. 10 minus 6 times 5 and then divided by, my parentheses are going to go away because I just have addition. 2 plus 4, it's 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now I have multiplication and division right here, right? So my 10 minus is just going to come along for the ride, and my multiplication and division I'm going to do from left to right. So first let's do 6 times 5. 6 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to give me 30 divided by 6. All right. Now, again, I have division. Division becomes before subtraction or addition. So this 10 minus comes along for the ride. All right. If I wanted to write this as long division, I write the second number after my division sign. And then I want to see how many times 6 goes into 30. If I count by sixes on my fingers, 5, 10, 15, 20, or if I just said the answer, 6 times 5 is going to go into 30. All right. So that's going to be 5. All right. And then we do 10 minus 5. That's going to give us 5. Right. That's going to be answer for this one. I know I'm running through this really quick. I want this to be like a quick kind of review video. So again, if you're anybody in my son's class or anybody in 6th grade or middle school and need more help with this, leave a comment and I will sit there and slow it down or sit there and give you more insight on it. So now let's do 7. First of all, I want to deal with inside my grouping symbols under parentheses. So this times 3 is going to just come for the ride. So for this one, notice I have subtraction, addition, and division. All right. Multiplication and division are going to come first before addition and subtraction because of our PEMDAS. Okay. And don't feel bad if you're just now starting this and you have to sit there and write down PEMDAS or GEMDAS on your paper. So you can actually see like, I wonder what comes first. Okay. So right here, we see division is going to come first before addition and subtraction. So we're going to do our division first, right? So I'm still going to keep these in the parentheses because we still have more numbers in our parentheses. All right. So now I do 8 divided by 2. 2 goes into 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 times. Right. If you're struggling with long division, again, I can make a separate video on that. Okay. So we don't want to sit there and be using calculators too soon in this grade. All right, now I'm just stuck with subtraction and addition. So that means I'm going to move from left to right, which I can do. 10 minus 6, I'm going to get 4. And like I said, with my videos, I'm showing every single step I'm doing. Okay. And then times 3. All right, 4 plus 4, that's going to give me 8. Times 3, my parentheses go away because I sat there and solved for everything inside my parentheses and got a single digit or a number. And so now we just have for number 7, 8 times 3. 8 times 3 is going to give me 24. Okay, so that's the answer to number 7. All right, now let's do number 8. Again, using our PEMDAS or GEMDAS. Everything's inside my parentheses. For this one, I notice I have addition, division, and subtraction. Division is going to come first, okay? Even though we're going to keep these in parentheses. So everything else comes along for the ride because I'm writing all my work. 4 plus 8, 2 goes into 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 times. Minus 6. All the rest comes along for the ride because I just wanted to do that division first. All right. I'm still not finished with inside my parentheses. I have to get rid of those grouping symbols or parentheses first before I do this multiplication. So now I have addition and subtraction inside my parentheses. So let's move from left to right. Now I'm going to do 4 plus 4. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 6. Okay. Times 10. Now I'm going to move from left to right, just 8 minus 6. That's going to give me 2 times 10. Now I have a single digit. I can take my parentheses away and now deal with this multiplication. 2 times 10 is going to give me 20. Okay. All right. I think we only have 2 more to go. Let's do it. So let's do 9. I have 7 divided by, in parentheses, 4 times 2 plus 9 minus 10. Again, as mathematicians, we want to deal with what's inside my parentheses first and show every step of our work. So I have 7 divided by, that's just going to come along for the ride while I deal with what's inside my parentheses. I notice I have multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Multiplication is going to come first in accordance to PEMDAS or GEMDAS, right? 4 times 2, that's going to give me 8. And then plus 9 minus 10. I still have my parentheses up because inside my parentheses, I don't have a single digit. So I keep on going. My 7 and division sign come along for the ride because I'm not ready to use those yet. And I keep on going from left to right now because I have addition and subtraction. So now I have 9 or 8 plus 9, which is going to give me 17. Okay. And then minus 10. So my parentheses are not gone yet. I want my parentheses to be gone before I do anything else. So my 7 and division signs still come along for the ride. Now I can do 17 minus 10. 17 minus 10 is going to be 7. So now my parentheses can go away, right? Because I just have a single digit now, just 7. 7 divided by 7. 7 goes into 7 once, okay? It's like identity, and we have 1. The answer is going to be 1. Cool. Last one. Okay, I know this one looks kind of weird because we have double parentheses, but when we have double parentheses, I always like to think to start within the parentheses inside first. So my inside parentheses are the ones that I'm going to deal with first, the ones I just highlighted, okay? So let's deal with those first, and everything else is going to come along for the ride, right? So that parenthesis comes along for the ride. This one, I notice I have addition and subtraction in there. So I'm going to move from left to right. 10 minus 6 is going to equal 4. So 4 plus 5. Okay, in parentheses. And then we have the divided by 9. Everything else I'm just writing out, okay? Because I'm showing step by step what I'm doing. And then that's times 2. All right. Again, I'm still dealing with inside these parentheses, my inside parentheses, right? So now I have 4 plus 5. That's just going to equal 9. So I get a single digit. So those inside parentheses can go away. All right. So my second group of parentheses are still left over. I have 9 divided by 9 and my parentheses times 2. Okay. I can still keep on going now. 9 divided by 9. That's almost like an identity, like what we had in number 9. So I'm just going to get 1 times 2. Anything times 1 in itself, it's going to be itself. So 1 times 2 is going to be 2. Answer for number 10 is going to be 2. Whoosh. So we were able to get through all of those. All right. Again, if you have any questions or homework help and would like further tutoring, please subscribe or leave a message in the comments section. Thank you, guys.